So she's up there. I mentioned Spike Lee already. James Baldwin is up there, my favorite writer. Who else is up there? Faith Ringgold. Do you know who Faith Ringgold is?
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, no, she's one of the most famous Black woman painters and just artists of all time. I love her. And then Eartha Kitt, of course.
Yeah,
it's just like, it's cuz, of course. Yeah, and Bell Hooks is up there as well.
Oh, Bell Hooks is great.
Yeah, Bell Hooks. So yeah, I think that's like my little Mount Rushmore.
So tell me about your grandmother and like your upbringing. You said she was your entry into like the creative space or storytelling or whatever it may be. Tell me about what young Diamond was like when she's interacting with her grandmother that got her so inspired about like, storytelling and, all the creative aspects of stuff.
Yeah. So my grandmother would, like, when I was younger, she would always gift me books only, like Christmas, birthday. She would just gift me books about just like different things. Like she brought me like the Pretty Little Liars series, Junie B. Jones, like all those books. So it really got me good at reading and writing. That was just like always my strongest kind of subject. And I started to just immerse myself so much in stories when it came around, like movies as well, like film and also books. I would immerse myself in stories to where I would start creating like my own endings. Like I would read a book and I would be like, all right, now I'm about to start like my own, like same characters, but just create my own story around it. So I feel like I've always been a storyteller with my grandmother and just also my mother, and all just like being raised around Black women, like the best storytellers ever, just being able to listen to them at the kitchen table and like listen to how they would tell stories and stuff like that. I always have just been interested in how stories really shape like our childhood, our lives, and how they get passed on through generations. So yeah, that was kind of like my entryway. And I initially wanted to, when it was time for me to go to college, I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to go for. It's like, maybe I'll go to school to be a lawyer, whatever. And my grandma was actually the first person to tell me, like, you should go to school to be like a writer, journalism. Like you should go to school for journalism. And I was like, yeah, I should. So I ended up going to school for multimedia journalism and multi-platform production. And then it was kind of like up from there.
Yeah. Before we get into like where you went to college and stuff like that, tell me a little bit more about the upbringing, like being surrounded by like strong Black women, the storytelling, and how that kind of cultivated the way you tell stories.
Yeah. I think anytime I approach storytelling, my first thought is like, one, how can it be authentic to whatever the story is? Like I always want to make it be the most authentic, the most real, but I'm also like, how can we make it Black? Like, because that's just like what it is. Like I think Black stories are literally the best. So yeah, I think that has always shaped just like in like how Black women are perceived, how we have them talk, whether it be in film, whether it be in marketing campaigns. That's always just something that I'm thinking about, and just like how you can represent such a vast, diverse like group of people. So yeah, I think that's just like, and that kind of comes from that, like, and also just being from Philly. Like I was born and raised here, and pretty much never left outside of going to college. And even when I did go to college, it was only 2 hours away. So I've literally just been here my whole life, and it's literally shaped who I am as a person. So that's like always like, how can we make it Black? How can we make it Philly? How can we make it cool?
Yeah, and when it comes to Philly too, like I had someone else. I don't know if you know A.V. Charles is, but we had her on. She's a fashion designer. I asked her a question about just how rich Philly's like creative culture is and stuff like that. And it kind of gets overshadowed by New York. So I want to get your perspective, because you've been in both places, and like, why do you think that is? Why do you think Philly doesn't get as much credit for like, I meant the creative, whether it be music, whether it be marketing, whether it be storytelling? Why do you think it kind of gets overshadowed when there's such a rich history in that?